Hello, Kim.
Hi, Danny. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Here we are at the end of 2023, going into 2024. And I want to know, because you're so psychic, am I going to
Yes.
finally win $1 million in 2024?
2025.
Oh, I gotta wait another year. So anyway,
Yeah.
this is going to be on both channels. So please support both channels. And we're going to be doing predictions, I guess, thoughts on leaving 2023 and moving into 2024.
Yes.
So we have a couple of different questions. I pulled a card to before I got on the show, so that what's the general theme of 2024. And we were talking about this, how we should record the backstage, because it always seems to be the best.
Right.
The card that I got for moving into 2024 using the galactic heritage, because I think we're going to be opened up a lot more to the galactic.
You do.
And I got this spiritual commitment Vega. And
Lovely.
in it, that's a future time stream. And with the vegans, not the vegans, but the vegans,
Yes.
they were very similar to the indigenous cultures before, where they walked the path to spirituality. So everything was spiritual to them. So when they walk and they saw a rock, they would be able to talk to the rock. It was just all about the higher order of things. Today, what we do is we think about our spirituality when we're hurt, when we want something fixed, and then we make a deal with God. We go, okay, if you do this for me, then I'll do this. So please fix this for me. And that's not the way it works. It's the path that we walk. And that's what this commitment card is all about.
That's beautiful. I love that. And I was thinking that, well, a couple things around that. I think humans in 2024 will be, I think we have to give ourselves credit, because you and me perhaps can help inspire others to connect with the rocks and the trees and the mountains and the fish and the waters, everything. And I think it's more and more. I saw this, by the way, in class, this recent class that I'm teaching. One of the homework assignments was to go talk to a tree. And so one of the ladies had never talked to a tree, never really, I mean, she touched a tree, but not really connected. She said when she touched this tree, and it was outside of her house, she was so blown away by the energy, she had to back up. It was so powerful.
Wow.
And she said part of the tree had been damaged by weather. And what she noticed, like there was some green on the bottom, green on the top, but in the middle, and where she touched it, the next day, it was turning more green, the part that had died before. I mean, I'm getting chills on that.
Yeah.
So, these are our brothers and sisters, as you know. I mean, this is not a secret to you.
No.
But, but we are one unit. Everything on earth is one unit. As Mother Mary has told me over and over, it's one. The earth, the trees, the people, everything on it, the animals.
Yeah. Don't forget the rocks.
The rocks. Okay. The rocks. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right. Because,
and one of the things too that I really love about this community, and I mean, I think about where I came from in I was thinking about my YouTube journey and what I've learned and who I've connected with and how they've helped me. I mean, you along my path of awareness and evolution in the spiritual realm. And there's so many people in the community that aren't in the channels, but they comment in videos that are so enlightened, that are so powerful. There's this one woman, she wrote a book, Conversations with Nature, where she talks to a rock. She wrote a whole book with her conversation with rocks.
Wow.
And fascinating. Fascinating.
Oh my gosh.
So, and that opened my eye up, because it's like, well, yeah, I know we can communicate, we can get ideas. She wrote a whole book.
That's amazing. That's great.
It is
inspiring.
So I love that so many of us are putting out classes and putting out the space so that people can grow in their spiritual commitment. So yay. So thank you for your classes. They are awesome. If nobody's ever taken one, why not? 2024 might be a good year.
Yeah, and same with yours too, Danny. So yes, no, I'm going to continue with that. The classes, absolutely. Going to start a healing class in January, and then like a psychic practice group. I mean, I've got a list of things.
Yeah.
Mediumship. Yeah. But I feel that
you do mediumship.
Yeah, mediumship too. Yeah. And I have to explain a little bit, because mediumship is walking in between the worlds, right? You're kind of the messenger between not just departed loved ones, but for me, it is also the guides, the angels, the galactics, whatever. It's not just for me. Now, some people do stay in that departed loved ones section, but anyway, what's down? Anyway, let me ask you.
I think that's a really good. I think that's a really good distinction, because some people think, oh, it's mediumship, just departed loved ones, but it's not. It's straddling both worlds.
Right.
It's
it is
getting into that other world, more so the psychic world. But there's differences that you can tune into, so that you can go to the departed loved ones. And that's what you do so often and do it so well.
Yeah. Well, but everybody has a specialty. Some mediums just stay with the departed loved ones. Right. That's actually more common, actually. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
when somebody told me that I was a medium, and I went, no, I'm not. And then I was thinking about it after this reading, and I went, oh yeah, I am, but not like departed loved ones. I think that's a practice that, well, I have to work on over time, but it's
Yes.
So,
okay, Dan.
Spiritual commitment. Yay.
I'm there. I'm with you. And I think the communities will agree with that too.
Yeah.
And Danny, I know you're a man of the ocean. You're a merman, you're a whale, you're a fish. I'm sure you travel between the worlds in water. Absolutely. Right? I know you do.
I have.
Yes, absolutely. So what do you think about the waters for 2024, the waters of the earth? How will they be shifting? Because as I feel the waters, I feel there's a lot more communication from the water to human. They're reaching out to us.
Yeah. And so what I get with that, I agree with you, and I feel like the waters of the oceans are doing something to help clean up our messes to a certain extent, but we've got to do much more. But they can help. They can clean themselves to a certain extent. But the thing that I've been getting really strongly is, the water's healing us, but we have to go ask for it. So,
Yes.
we have to imagine standing on the beach if we're not near the beaches, underneath a waterfall, and feeling that cleansingness. So it's not going to happen without an intention and asking about it.
And that will take community to do that, I believe. The more people that understand the working with water, the better off the whole planet's going to be.
Yeah, and what I heard is that with community, as we're healing the water, we're also healing ourselves, because we're 98% water. I don't know, something like that.
Right.
So as we heal the waters as community, that means we're healing ourselves.
And as we send that good intention, that love, as we send love, which is one of the highest vibrations, right?
Yeah.
Love, peace, but love, especially to the waters. Then, of course, right, they get that emotion, and then that makes that water happy. But we can do the same thing with ourselves. We send the love to ourselves because we're water too.
Yeah.
And I feel too, one other thing about that is that I feel there's going to be more animals discovered in the ocean. And I don't know, I feel like it's important. I feel like they're deep. Maybe waters, maybe the Antarctic, I'm not sure. But I feel like there's some little things, they're tiny little things, and they glow or something. And I don't know why I feel there's something like that coming in 2024 that we're going to see more of. And I see not just one, but 20. Different. More species discovered is what I feel.
Right, and especially in the deep oceans. One of the things that I learned as a diver, just being underneath the water, is you can swim by so much stuff, but if you just stop, which is what we all need to do, just stop, breathe. That's important underwater. Stop, breathe, and just look at a rock. And then you go, oh, that rock has little holes in it. Oh, that little hole has a critter in it. And, it'll slowly peek its head out, like a little blenny, peek its head out. And you go, oh my gosh, well, it was kind of scared of me, blowing bubbles. And so once it got calm enough, or once I got calm enough, then it could come out. And I think that is going to happen. And a lot of these switching to this, a lot of those aquatic creatures, life forms, I believe, are galactic.
Oh, yeah.
Galactic in nature. And so as we discover more, and as we go deeper into the oceans, these submersibles are going way deep, but I think they're moving too fast. I think if they just stop so that they get to see things, there's a submarine that you can live stream as they're exploring the waters. It is fascinating. They discover new species of sharks and all sorts of things. And so, yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think there's a galactic connection to it. I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
That reminds me, I think as the waters recede, now here's what I think for this 2024, as ice melts, and that there's places we're going to discover more ancient cities, or more ancient galactic, perhaps, or very, very old. Yeah. Which, very, very old is galactic anyway, on it, really. I don't know how to distinguish the difference between very old and galactic. I think it's kind of the same.
Kind of the same. Yet we were you look, we were talking about the goddess Isis in Egypt before we hit record. And I mean, you look at all the pyramids and how they are energy transmitters, so some say. And
Yes.
I mean, I totally believe it. So it's like, and as we talk more and more about it in little increments, then we're able to take that information, go, well, I can buy that, but I can't buy this I can't buy this big spaceship coming down in my backyard. But as soon as we start cracking that awareness, well, expect the spaceship in your backyard pretty soon.
That's right.
It's going to show up.
And I do, and that's when I do think 2024 or 2025 is going to be common. People will I just think that's yesterday's news. Spaceships in the backyard. Well, I think that's more like 2025 for me. But, or it's not going to be that. I mean, maybe not common, but it won't be uncommon.
It won't be uncommon. And I think in today in 2023, because we're still there, I think we're just starting to be more vocal about it. Some are very vocal about it, others less so, but it's going to be, but it's becoming more and more aware that we can call in our galactic guides and spaceships, and and that was crazy for me. That was crazy when I started this YouTube channel. I go, what? Somebody mentioned that I had aliens around me, and that kind of cracked it wide open. So,
yes. Well, here's the deal, Danny. If we are these multidimensional beings, which is very big, and we can have multiple lives at one time, either on Earth or elsewhere. Now, so of course, some of our soul is not going to be incarnated at all. We may not have a body, but our body is not going to always look human. And so if we have a body that looks alien, that body perhaps that's living in a different dimensional reality, maybe what we might call it 5D or whatever we want to humanize it to be, but a different reality, that soul part of us is watching us. You see?
Yeah.
So that future of us is watching our present.
Yes.
Even though this is all an illusion where we are, right? We're just here for the pretend. We think this is us. We know it's not, but we pretend it is for a little while for the lessons. But that other being of us is watching. And as I even just say that, I do see myself as looking very different. I look skinny. I want to be. It's a good weight loss program. Become an alien.
Oh my God. Yeah. So let me, do I have a toothpick? Oh my gosh, you are skinny. You can't get any more skinnier. Well, yeah, you could. So here's, I mean, I mean, I'm so with you on this. I get chills with this. So as the collective, not this YouTube collective, but as the general population, is the general population going to look at time streams like what you were just talking about, like the past, the present, and the future? We're all looking at each other in different lives. We think, oh, well, I think I am in the future. I'm in the future, whatever, however that works.
Yeah.
How are we going to view time? And I don't see it changing. I see it shifting in 2024, but I really feel 26-7 is when we really get a handle on these time streams. What do you feel?
Yeah, I think it depends on which community you're in. You know what I mean?
True.
I mean, because as a whole, I think you're right. but there are some now
Yes.
that can see from a higher perspective about the time. Right. We just have to move our awareness beyond our human body, and then we can get that idea. I would say this for me in 2023, I've been able to do that better, where
Yes.
I can see. I mean, that's not going to be exactly like my soul, but as much as I can connect to my soul, I can see the different. I can actually see myself as an alien. I mean, really. So.
Well, Kim, I've always seen you as an alien, so.
But just but, yeah, but
Take me to your leader.
but I do agree with you that more people will be doing that. It'll be natural. It's going to be natural. And if we do go into different earths, there's going to be one earth that doesn't probably do that. If some people say, now I don't know, I'm not sure what I do feel there's two earths, and it's a blending. We're kind of blended now. And if I see it, we're kind of like a bigger earth over a little earth. And then I can see sort of like it splitting. I do. It's like we're like this now.
Yeah.
And I see it's kind of doing this, but I don't know exactly. Again, this is probably all very a perception. That's a perception.
Agree. Yeah. Yeah. So when you said two earths, I mean, and I'm on board with that, although I don't understand it. I don't. Yeah. I haven't like you said, I haven't like processed it. So I go, oh yeah, I'm going to have this. I mean, some people go, oh yeah, it's going to be different, and it's going to rise above, and we're going to have two different awarenesses, and that will come. My understanding and my awareness as I talk about it more, as I get more comfortable with two earths. So my question is, what do you think? Is there more than two? Can we have more than two? Can we have three? Can we have four different earths or something with different awarenesses on each level? Because what I'm feeling is that yes, we can. But it's mainly it's going to evolve into as I'm feeling it right now too. But I think that we can have stepping stone worlds. Does that make sense?
Okay. From a human perspective, I think there is you can have more than two earths. I mean, I'm feeling four, but I don't actually think there's a limit to the number. I don't. Okay. But I feel though, among us is the other dimensions right next to us. It's not over there, up there. It's here. Yeah. It's here. Okay. Yeah. So we already have so many dimensions on Earth, around Earth, in the Earth, outside the Earth, on top of the Earth. I don't think we can put a number on it.
Okay.
I mean, our human mind would want to, but yes. I mean, I think even dimensions are unlimited. You hear, okay, 9 dimension, 12. I mean, honestly, is there really a limit?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I always struggle with that. We're gonna go from the we're in the 3D world and then the 4D, but we want to be on the 5D, and we're going to kind of skip the 4th. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, because it's just the shifting of awareness. And I haven't read or looked into it that much, because it doesn't, I don't care. But
the numbers doesn't matter.
Yeah, I just know that my awareness is shifting to a to a higher point, and then I think of, don't forget the rocks. And I go, well, they may be higher than
yes,
being on the ground.
That's right. So, that's right. Yes. Yeah. I don't think we have to do anything. It's natural. It's already happening. We cannot stop whatever's happening. It's not. We don't need to even put our intention, because it is not. We're the ones who are becoming more light. working on their light body, becoming more connected to their soul.
Mm-hmm.
It's natural, along with Earth, moving into more light. And I would just want to say more light versus a number.
Yeah.
And by the way, when you mentioned about time shift, I feel like when the magnetic poles, which we could have quite a shift, I think, in 2024, I feel like actually, yes. I don't know why. I want to say the fall of 24 September feels to me like a big shift in the poles, and that's going to be like almost a jolt or something to our system. And then it's going to be like catapult into more light.
And more light meaning a vibration?
Yeah, more like a
Higher
vibration, sure. Yeah. Awareness, so that we don't have to categorize what number. It's just we're naturally into what we might call more harmony, more love, more peace. Now, I know, of course, there's going to still be, not totally like I can even imagine on the Middle East, right? I do think there's going to be more peace, but it's not, there's still leftovers to work out there.
Yeah. Interesting. So I'm pulling some cards. I'm pulling some cards on this pole shift to see what I can feel with it. And yeah, I do see a balance, because I do see the two of air. And so this is the Two of Swords, but it looks like it's the Two of Pentacles, where they're balancing things. But there's new awarenesses that are coming, but it's not bad. It's not. And when you said brighter, I got the Sun card. So yeah, it is brighter. It is a message for the earth. And then, so I got two messengers. One is a messenger of earth with the pole shifting. Yes, wake up, people. Then the last card I got, which goes along with what we just talked about, messenger of water.
Oh, wow.
So there's going to be something with the, and obviously when you shift the poles, what's it going to do to the oceans, which is what our planet is? It's the blue planet, the water planet. What's that going to do to the oceans? We're going to get more messages, and I'm really feeling strongly about how it's going to shift. It's going to be kind of like when we were in COVID land, and we were going, number one, do I need a haircut? No, I don't. I don't need that. Do I need a new phone? Well, I am using the phones a lot because that's now my mode of communication, but I don't need a new car because I'm not going anywhere. There was so much I didn't need, and it was just a reprioritization of what is useful and not useful. And I think that's what's gonna real.
Yes. And that's also what I can feel when we have the water shift. There's going to be more exposure of whatever's underneath the water. Maybe this is going to be when there's more.
Yeah.
Or maybe lands coming up, or I don't know, something like that. But it's coming. No, that part is coming. I don't know exactly how, if that's 2024 with the lands showing or not. But I do think we're going to be more aware of that.
Yeah. And I think that we're going to get more aware of, again, what we really need and what we don't need.
Okay, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, I was feeling that there would be rain in India. Now, have you gotten anything about that? And I was thinking it was going to be major. And I don't know. That just came to me. a lot of rain that would be pretty significant.
Well, when you say that, because I haven't thought of India really, and I just did an elephant reading,
You
so
did.
I probably should have thought of India. But when you said that, I was like, yeah, I can feel that. I can feel a lot of rain. And
Yeah.
I was thinking, is that from this El Nino pattern that is supposed to be happening? Yeah, and again, my awareness of that region. So when I try to look at it, I'm seeing a lot of water around there, and it could be also in Africa too.
Yeah.
Spaces in Africa that are just, I mean, Africa's huge, so it's a pretty safe bet that they're going to get a lot of rain. But there's going to be some flooding that we're going to hear about that's going to. What do you think of the weather in California being as big as it is? Because we are supposed to be getting huge amounts of rain again because of the El Nino.
I think it's very off and on, off and on. I feel still that it's dry overall.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they're going, huge rains coming, floods, and I'm going, I'm not getting it. I'm not sensing that that's going to happen.
If there's anything like that, it's short-lived. It's not enough to moisten everything. It's still dry. I feel dry. I see cracks. I feel people having to monitor their water usage, and people looking at the sun. I think it's going to get hotter too in California. Hotter. Has it been getting hotter or colder there?
Well, where I am, it doesn't change. The temperature doesn't change.
72 every day, all year.
Pretty much. No, it's probably in the 60s. 68 is probably the average here. But yeah, we get like a 5-degree, 7-degree change.
Perfect. That sounds wonderful.
It is. I mean, you guys get that in Texas, don't you?
We're not that. Yeah, we can have 2 growing seasons for the garden. I mean, I still have Swiss chard in my garden, and I mean, we had a little cold weather this week.
Texas is so weird because you think it's going to be hot, but it's got the wildest weather out there. Crazy. You guys get
all those cowboys.
You get hurricanes, tornadoes, major heat, flooding. You get it. You know, people say California gets it all. You all get it all. And now you're drill with all the oil, and now you're getting earthquakes in Texas.
Yeah. Well, in my neighborhood, it's pretty steady.
Well, you have a bubble around you.
I do have the bubble. You know what's funny, Danny? I have I still have flowers in my garden and everything. My flowers are still blooming. They should have gone months ago. I mean, so anyway,
that's your bubble.
Well, I've got a huge. I asked for, and anybody can do this. You can ask for, like, perhaps a protective butterfly the size of your yard. One large, could be blue, gold, red, whatever color you want, over your yard to protect it.
Yeah.
Like that, like an umbrella with the butterfly wings all over. Okay, so anybody can ask for that. It's kind of nice.
I like the way you phrase that, because I think of just a bubble, but what Kim puts up is a butterfly. I'm going, that would be good. But as a guy, I'm going, butterfly? Come on now. No, it's a steel dome over the... No. But yeah, you know, and so I love that idea that you can put anything as a protection. And, you know, butterflies have certain qualities that maybe you may want to bring in versus, you know, maybe another item to put over. You know, a steel dome is pretty cold and hard, so maybe you'd want something different.
What about large hawk with the huge wings that come over and watches over too? That's another one too. You can do a hawk or a dragon.
Oh, here we go. Dragon energy. And what about a star dome?
Yeah, there you go.
What kind of energy would that be?
Like a starship? Yeah.
Ooh.
A star. Well, you
don't
can
get me going. Don't.
Okay.
Oh, and there's a meteor shower going on tonight and tomorrow, I think. And for the U.S., it's in the it's in the pre-dawn hours is when you're going to be able to see it best, because it's really going to hit in daylight. So pre-dawn, I've been seeing so many shooting stars at night, at least 3 or 4. Nice. So, and it's supposed to really like kick up to be really fast. So,
wow, awesome. All right. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
This is a psychic question for 2024. Okay. Will frogs give us additional medicine for 2024? I don't know why. I just thought maybe frogs.
Okay. This is a no-yes question.
Okay.
No, they're not going to give us additional medical information.
Yeah.
They've already given it to us. But I think it's going to be rediscovered. They're going to start using it more.
Okay. Okay.
Does that mean we're killing more frogs?
Oh, I hope not.
I think it's skin. I think it's excretions from their skin.
Okay. I think that sounds right. I mean, I think that's very possible. I think, I don't know why I feel pain, and I don't know, something for diabetes. Is that even possible? I mean, maybe do some cards. Is it something related to pain, and is it something related to diabetes? I don't, maybe not there's something else around diabetes. I think it's an underwater creature around diabetes now that I just did that.
Well. Yeah.
Well,
we're so backwards in our medicines, you know, with synthetic medicines. They should be more natural.
Right.
As they were.
When we talk to our plants better, when we have that better communication, we'll be able to communicate to the plant medicine exactly what we would like. You know, it's an agreement that we make with the plants, and that does make it work better. Whatever they would like to be, they want to be in service as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm looking at the frogs with pain, and then with diabetes.
Yeah.
And so reading these intuitively, the pain, I got the King of Swords, the King of Air, Justice, and the Hierophant. And so it feels like there is something with pain. In that King of Swords, it feels like it's going to be an injection. That from and this is from the frog, and it feels like we already have it, but it's being hidden, and maybe it's the drug companies that are hiding it. Right. But it may come out because of the Justice card. So it's being balanced.
Mm-hmm.
and the government's going to give it the FDA. The diabetes, I got the Ace of Swords, the Page of Swords, and Fortune's Wheel. And when I look at this, you can see a little guy up there peering down at us. And so I said, it's too young for, it's not yet for frogs and diabetes medicine.
Okay.
That's what I got with the cards anyway.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. What about fish? I mean, something with fish and or something, some sea creature, and I don't know.
Yeah, I did. Okay, I'm not going to throw cards on it, but I definitely feel yes with that.
Okay.
And I'm hearing starfish and is it this? Okay, I was going to say octopus, and then it came to kelp chains. So
okay.
Any scientists out there looking at diabetes, check out kelp chains. Okay.
Awesome.
And if you don't know what a kelp chain is, that's that picture up there.
Oh.
Anyway.
Barely see it. Okay. I can kind of see that.
Google it.
Okay.
Cool.
Good.
Okay.
Good. Do you have a question?
I do. We're going to tap in to psychically. We're going to tap into, and I will throw some cards on this. So the world seems to be just a little bit crazy. Too many wars, too much political fighting, too many people not loving each other. There's like leaders that are just not letting go of their personal power because they need another yacht or whatever. So I want to tap in psychically to how would Gandhi or Martin Luther King Jr. deal with this energy that we are in?
Okay. Well, the wars are a way of us to learn about what it's like to be in peace as well. It's not just the war, but it is a lesson for the earth to witness so that we can see what's not right. The way to light, the right path is the one that has the light and the love. And it's our choice. It's a choice that we can bring upon ourselves. Of course, as I see Gandhi here, he's just sitting in pure light, white light. I see him cross-legged. It's almost like he's sitting cross-legged. Is that how you see him too? And he's got all white. And he's doing his fingers like this, and it's all choice, but it does also help for people to talk about it. He said it's okay to talk about it because when we talk about it, then we motivate action. And it does take action. And I do see people in the streets, big groups, like trying to get across to the leaders. Now I do feel more uprising with the people, more community in the people to almost like, not exactly overtake, but I feel like 2030, it's going to be very different.
Very different.
I see a lot less, I see more group ruling versus power. One person who, the 1% who owns everything. I don't see that.
Yeah.
I feel it's a big shift.
Big shift. And you said group ruling, right? I didn't. Yeah. Okay. I didn't hear that last word. So, yeah. And so when I pulled this, and I pulled on Gandhi too, I didn't get that there's a choice in the cards. That didn't come up, but it definitely is a choice. We get to choose whether we want to live in fear or whether we want to live in love. And when we go into those different worlds that we were talking about before, when we choose the love world, we go in there. And the fear world, well, that's another part of us that we're not paying attention to anymore. We're focused on the reality of the love world. I don't know. It's really clear in my head.
Yeah, I get it. But no, we got to put wherever we put our attention is where we live. It's like the two earths, right? You want to live in the love or the fear. I mean, it's kind of like that. We have the choice.
Right. So, but what I got from the cards is I got a new beginning, that the Ace of Wands, a new, Ace of Swords, a new truth, maybe some new action, whatever, but it's, and then I also get a celebration, moving quickly. So I think it's going to happen pretty fast. And then coming in, riding in as a winner, being connected, really being connected to the earth. So I think there's a big grounding that we need to pay attention to, that when things get a little too up in the air and it's a little too hot, just go back to Mother Earth and ground. But the last card, it says it all. Because I think both Martin Luther King Jr., I think Gandhi, they saw the end, and the end card was the sun, the illumination, the playing, the little being more childlike, but knowing in that child body what has transpired and where we're going. And that's where the choice comes in.
Wow, I love that. Yeah, I got the chills when you did that sun card. And I do feel that, I feel this an agreement from Gandhi. Now, it's more, this is a psychic agreement here that I feel from him. He's watching over very closely, by the way. That personality of Gandhi, right? His soul, he's watching Earth closely.
I got a mediumship question that just popped in. So when we speak of the energy of Gandhi, the Christ consciousness, it's just not one, is it? Is it? I feel like it's multiple energies coming together, but our brain wants us to pick one. Does that make sense to you?
I'm not sure of the question. You're thinking that there's multiple people that are holding that energy?
Multiple energies that are in the Gandhi energy.
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay.
Sure. Oh, yeah. And the more you have, the better. The more powerful, right? I mean, it's just like, we go back to the community. The more that you come back to the community of the Gandhi energy, right? The more, right?
Yeah.
The more work it does, the more we become enlightened, the more we become light, the more we live in our true self, with our true self.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
You have another question?
No.
Are you done?
I am.
You have everything all mapped out for 2024?
Well, I'm going to see everything from light as much as possible. Right now, it looks good.
Yeah. And so for me, as I move into this 2024, we're on the same path here. It goes back to this spiritual commitment card. And it's just not that I pulled a card on this, but this has been resonating with me for a while now. Whereas I say I want to be more on the commitment path, and where I walk it more and more versus in the morning, I say, okay, here's my spiritual path. Thank you. And then I leave that sacred space and all hell breaks loose. And I don't think about the spiritual path anymore. I'm like, going, oh, I got to go do gas. I got to go do this. I got to, and it's like, where did this spiritual path go?
Well, Danny, we're still humans.
Oh yeah, there's that. We're still humans. But
lovely
still,
human you are. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, that's my goal is to try to walk that a little more consistently.
Yes, it's always nice.
I'm going to walk it a little more consistent.
There you go. And to have that in the background, at least in the background in everything that you do and in all your perceptions. It is a wonderful goal to have, Danny. I see that happening for you.
Yeah, never mind. I was gonna say something disparaging. Never, I can't even say the word, so I'm not gonna say it. Anyway.
Okay. Thank you.
Kim. Thank you.
It's fun. Yeah.
It's been awesome. Yes. So
thank you.
We can have a good 2024 ahead of us. Lots to expect. Lots to see.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Me too. Thank you, Danny, for doing this. It's great.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.